See this little wee short-eared blue corn? This is one that we use in our ceremonies. All of the seeds I planted were blue, dark blue. But when it came up, a lot of it looked like this. Pale, kind of gray, kind of purple, kind of white. And at first, my first thought was, all right, who got into my cornfield, you know? Who contaminated my corn? Well, here's a good thing to remember. Pollen from 5 miles away can float through the air all the way into your cornfield. So if somebody's planting genetically modified corn across the river, well, okay, the wind over this way, or even yellow sweet corn, and the pollen blows through the air and you haven't put your corn in a protected place, you're going to get cross-fertilized corn. So one of the difficulties we have is we've got to think about all of that. How do we protect that? Now, our ancestors had 15 kinds of corn. Talk about cross-fertilization. But you women, you would have been our, and I say this kindly, you would have been our genetic modifiers of the past, meaning you plant corn. Let's say these two women here, they're the blue corn specialists. You've inherited that from your grandmother. You know about that corn. You know about red corn. You know about white corn. You know about flower corn. Everybody knows about a different kind of corn. And we've got to get together and talk. So that to avoid cross-fertilization, we would say, we're going to plant our corn this week. You plant yours next week, because corn takes so long to mature. You plant yours over in that clearing in that woods, and we'll plant over here. So there was a lot of cooperation, even on something like planting. We would harvest the corn, and then you're looking, does this cob have the kind of kernels I want to see in that corn? Now, a good cob of corn, the kernels go right around the end. So anyway, you're looking at all of this stuff, and you say, man, that's the good corn. Let's keep that one. We'll eat this other one because it's not quite, it doesn't have those characteristics. So it's selective breeding is what I'm getting at. The selective breeding that took place for, who knows, 10,000 years produces the blue corn. But what a corn geneticist told me is that blue corn used to be white. And as a result of choice and selective breeding, we made it blue. And so what you're seeing here is not cross-fertilization, but it's the old white corn still trying to show itself. Does that make sense? It's still trying to come out and say, hey, I'm still here. So if I were to say, I'm just going to pick those white kernels and plant those, there's no guarantee it's all going to be white. Okay? Just as I planted all blue and it came up this way. Now there's other people who know more about corn than me, and you need to talk a little bit about that. But when I first pulled the husk back and I see this speckled thing, I thought, oh man, I wasn't thinking right when I planted the corn. I was kind of mad at my kids because I was out there digging around, and they're inside not doing it. I was making a lot of mistakes. And so then I thought, is that as a result of my bad thinking? Cross-fertilization? As it turns out, I just didn't know what was going on with the corn. Whereas if I had been raised with that, you would know, and you see these telltale signs in that.